Today we're going to continue on our notes that we started over characters, and we're going to talk a little bit about theme. And we've done a little bit of work on this when we did our plot structure diagram for each kindness, but we are going to get into it a little bit deeper today. So what is theme? Theme is basically the moral lesson that you learn from a story. So it's what can the story teach you? It's a life lesson. It has nothing to do with the characters. Okay, so you're not going to have a theme like Ricky Tikki learned to be brave. That's not a theme. That is too story specific. Okay, it has to be something that could be learned in a multitude of stories, and every story can have many different themes. Okay, it's not necessarily one word, but instead it's more of a phrase like beauty is in the eye of the beholder, or money doesn't buy you happiness. Okay, when you're identifying themes, in order to support that, you have to look at how the characters act and react to things that are going on in the book. So remember last week when we talked a little bit about conflict and how characters respond to a conflict helps develop the characterization? Well, it also helps drive the theme. How the characters act and react to whatever the conflict is helps develop the theme. So like, for example, Rikki Tikki Tavi. A lot of people, when we discussed it, said that the theme was to be brave, or even if you're small, you can do big things, or sometimes you need help from your friends. Okay, we could support that by saying that, Rikki Tikki was nervous when he had to attack Nag in the bathroom, but he did it anyway, even though he knew he might possibly die. And a lot of people said that Rikki Tikki was more effective in the way that he handled life because he actually got things done instead of like Darzi, who just kind of was like stood back and waited for other people to take care of it. So that's where that textual evidence comes in. You have to use that to support your theme. You can't, you've got to have evidence from the book to back up whatever you think the theme is. So it's not a word, it's a sentence. Money can't buy you happiness. Don't judge a book based by its surface, or don't judge a book based on its cover is what I was going to say. Don't judge people based on the surface. It's better to die free than live under tyranny. Those types of things are examples of themes that you could learn in a story. And you could learn money can't buy you happiness in lots of different stories. Okay? Or don't judge people based on the surface. That can be learned in a lot of books. It's not just story specific. Okay, so like Gym Candy, that was one that we looked at last week. You may or may not have read it. You just had to read 2 out of the 4, but a possible theme of Gym Candy would be don't take the easy way out. Okay, Jared turned to steroids because he was trying to bulk up so he could make the football team. And instead of, working out the proper way, he turned to taking illegal steroids. We can support that would be a theme because of those issues in the story, that Jared wanted to be on the team. He was trying to make varsity. He bulked up really fast. In the end, the coach ended up kicking Jared off the team because he had such an anger problem due to taking the steroids, trying to take the easy way out. They are not explicit. The author is not going to come out and say, from Gym Candy, you should have learned that you should not take the easy way out. They are not explicit. They are implied. That's where that evidence comes in. You have to use evidence to back up what you're saying for the theme. Okay? Now, sometimes they will state it. For example, in Gym Candy, they do say there's no shortcut to athletic stardom. But they are so much bigger than just one story. Okay? You cannot say Jared learned that he can't take the easy way out, or Jared learned not to take shortcuts, because then that theme is only specific to that story, and themes are not story specific. Okay, these have to be things that you can apply to the real world, not just to this book. So if you look at this example, I'll let you read that. Okay, hopefully you had a chance to read that. If not, just pause it. Okay, so looking at that, some of the possible themes could be you can't buy friends, you have to take care of yourself, not everybody is your friend. Okay, we could back that up by saying, um, like, you have to take care of yourself. She was super excited about the starburst, but then um, the other girls basically took all the good flavored starburst, and then she wasn't very excited about him anymore. Or not everybody is your friend. Obviously, those girls were just using her. Okay, let's take this one and have a look at this one. All right, what are some possible themes that you could get from this story? Well, don't ask for help unless you really need it. Don't play tricks on people around you. Okay, this is an old fable that you've maybe heard before called The Little Boy Who Cried Wolf. Okay, another theme that you could learn is if you're dishonest, people won't believe you when you're telling the truth. Okay, here's another example. Okay, this one with Angie borrowing her teacher's markers. What could you learn from this story that could be applied to life? Well, one example would be like respect other people's things, could be one. Take care of shared resources. Some things will not replenish after they're exhausted. So you could even look at it, yes, this is markers, but that could be applied to a story about people using up fossil fuels or something, or other resources, cutting down trees and not replanting them. Okay, so themes have to be something that can be applied to a larger picture, like to real life, and they cannot be story specific. And generally, they are a phrase and not just one word.